Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, this ought to be a big monster treat, hopefully. This is Avery Brewing's Mephistopheles Stout. This is a 2013 edition sent to me by my brother Rico a while back. I don't think, according to Beer Advocate, that they're brewing this beer anymore. They have it, the ABV at 14.60. This one is a 15 plus percenter. Beer Advocate clumps them all together no matter what battery year it is, and the ABV a lot of time and the information is wrong. So another reason why we probably ought to discontinue that, looking at that site. Untapped does have the 2013 listed here at 15.4%, which is what this one is. We don't have the IBUs, and they also say the beer is no longer being produced by the brewery, but it's a 2013, so the 2013 is not being produced anymore. So whether they're doing a 2019 edition or not, I don't know. I don't have that information. But according to Beer Advocate, it's retired, and they're not telling us the year, so they may not be doing this. And the fuss I've got about Avery, they glue on these full cap wrappers on top, and you cannot get them off. Unless you want to pick in little bitty pieces. And I used to try to get as much off of as I can. I quit doing that, guys. It's just not worth it. We just pop it off and bend the full back around the bottle and pour it in. Hopefully none of the full is going to get into the beer. And this is a stout. And a lot of these beers are aged a long time, like I have a lot of the Avery. I have a bunch of Avery beers in the fridge that I've accumulated over the years, because Avery makes these big monster off the chain ABV beers. Do you need a 15.4% stout? Probably not. I don't know why you would think that you need something of that magnitude. It's come to the point now. Back in my younger days, I would buy these monster beers just because they were monster beers. I don't buy these monster beers anymore. Anywhere between the 7 and the 11, 12% range is usually what I am looking for. Once it gets above 12%, it's just booze on top of booze usually, and it's just booze to the excess. You don't need a beer of 15 plus magnitude, guys. I mean, unless you just want to get drunk quick, that's the only reason why I would think that you would want a beer of this magnitude. If you want to drink one or two of these and just be plumb shit-faced, that'll probably be the case. So you don't need a beer of this magnitude. Once it gets above 12%, that's just excessive to me. But that's just my opinion, though, guys. And we don't have a commercial description here, so it is time. We're going to not prolong this or celebrate it any longer. So Rico, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate it. I don't waste time trying to peel this silly ash bowl off there. I wish they wouldn't do it, but they do. Whatever. Whatever blows your hair back there, boys. Alright. And this probably got a big sediment cake in the bottom of the bottle, but we're going to pour it down the center here. Actually more head than I was expecting it to produce for 15.4%, almost 15.5%. A lot of big chunks coming out of the bottom of that bottle, guys. Big, heavy, thick cake on the bottom. And you're going to get that when you cellar a beer. I don't care what style it is. If you cellar a beer that long, it's going to get that big, heavy cake sediment in the bottom of the bottle. It is. It's just the nature of the game. Big, from that aggressive pour, big bubbles here. Khaki colored head, very dark from that back end pour down in the center here. It is dark brown from all that sediment and stuff in the bottom of the bottle here, guys. Pitch black. It is absolutely dark as night, guys. To the nose we go. And I'm not sure, it doesn't say anything about being barrel aged. It's just a monster stout. They've been getting the roasted malt and the booziness, guys. I mean, it's virtually impossible to hide 15.4% alcohol. I mean, it's just, to me, it's excessive. It's excessive. Do you need that much alcohol? No. Not unless you're just trying to catch a freaking buzz or get shit-faced if you're drinking more than one. And a lot of guys, if you're used to drinking the micro lagers and the 5%ers, you drink one of these, and it's definitely going to put your face down in the dirt. Drink responsibly, guys. Don't try to drink anything like this unless you're at home. And if you're cellaring one of these beers, yeah, drink it at home. At least have a designated driver if you happen to find something of this magnitude out at a bar or a brew pub. Don't think you're macho man and you can drink a 15.5%er and drive somewhere. That would be a foolish mistake. The booziness is there, the rich roasted malt's there, maybe a hint of black molasses, maybe some dark fruit in there. It's really hard to tell. It's cold out of the fridge. We are going to let it warm up when I come back for the final chug. I'm going to sip on this one very slowly and very easily since it's this big of a beer. And I have a bunch of Avery beers in there, and they are known, they are world known for producing these monster beers in a bunch of different styles. And I've had quite a few of them for a long time because I'm just not interested in drinking a 15 to 23% beer. It's just excessive. But that's just my opinion though, guys. A lot of you young bucks might want to drink a 20% beer. Just so you say you have, and just because you can, and you're the Incredible Hulk, and I can drink whatever I want to drink, and I can drive wherever I want to drive after drinking it. Wrong. So all it's going to take is to go through a damn road check, and then you'll find yourself in the back of a police car with the chrome bracelets on, and a damn DUI on top of that, which will cost you at least $10,000 freaking dollars, and a restricted driver's license, and your insurance rate to go through the roof. It's not worth it anymore, guys. The days of drinking and driving are over, basically. Can't get away with it anymore. You might be lucky enough to get away with it, but the odds and the averages, it will catch up with you if you do it enough. So the booziness is there, guys. So let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers. Thank you, Rico. Cheers, Rico. The booze is off the chain, guys. That is a heavy, boozy beer. And if you're into that, this will probably be a 10 beer to you. I am not into that anymore. I would hate to think, there's probably 2,000 calories in this bottle of beer. Being that big of a magnitude beer, and being a dark beer on top of that, a lot of calories here. Not for somebody that's trying to lose weight like I am. But they're in the fridge and I need to get rid of them, so they're out of here. We're going to get to these beers. I brought them all out of the cellar fridge up to the fridge upstairs, and we're going to get rid of them. Big time roasted malt, big time booziness, maybe a hint of some black molasses and some dark fruit. Hard to pick up on the dark fruit. The booze is overpowering everything. But it is tasty, I will say that. But unless you're used to drinking a beer of this magnitude, it's going to be very boozy, and it's going to probably blow your palate out of your mouth if you're not used to drinking a beer of this magnitude. It is a tasty beer. I will not take that away from Avery. They do these beers very, very well, but they are to the excess in my opinion. So let me sip on this one, and we'll come back and we'll give it a grade. Hello everybody, I'm back. Been sipping on this probably close to an hour. Very huge monster beer at 15.4%. Got that on the label. December of 2013 is on the label, so they're telling us when they did it. Big heavy sediment cake on the bottom of this beer. If you're offended by that, don't cellar it. Being a very dark beer, if it was a lighter beer, other than a porter stout or maybe a barley wine, if it was anything else other than that, strong ale or anything like that where it's a little lighter, you would see big chunks probably floating around in the beer. And I'm not a fan of that, but it comes with the territory. If you cellar these big beers or any beer for a long period of time, you're going to get that. And I understand that. So I'm glad I can't see it that well, but I do know it's there. So it's a tasty beer. For a 15, almost a 15.5%er, it is a pretty tasty beer. I will say that. I'm not going to take anything away from Avery for producing these monster beers. It is a big beer. It will get you in the hammer lane very damn quickly. A lot of booze, a lot of alcohol in this beer. A great final beer of the evening for me, but I don't need a 15.5% stout. Once it gets above 12%, I think it's excessive. And there are a lot better beers than this out that are bourbon barrel aged, maybe 12%, between 10 and 12%, that I find a little tastier than what I'm drinking here. But it is what it is, and I do appreciate Rico spending his hard-earned money on this and sending it to me. I've got a bunch of Avery beers in the fridge, like I said earlier, that I have bought, and maybe some others that have been sent to me. But most of them, if not all of them, have a big heavy sediment or floaties in the bottom of the bottle, because I have cellared them for a long time, probably longer than I should have, but I'm just not a big fan of drinking these big heavy boozy beers. But we got to get rid of them. We got to drink them and review them and see what it brings to the table. I do think it's a well-made beer for 15.4%, almost 15.5%, but I think the alcohol is excessive. Even now that I've been sipping on it close to an hour, it's still kind of boozy to me. So if you want to get in the hammer lane quick, man, this one will do it. But this is probably not a cheap beer to buy. Even though it's not bourbon barrel aged, it is a 15.4%. A lot of malt, a lot of hops goes into brewing a beer of this magnitude, where it's just not super bitter or whatever in the taste. So, final chug on this one. And even still, an hour later, still kind of boozy on the aroma to me, guys. Rich roasted malt, the maltiness is there. Hints of some dark fruit, dates, raisin, plums, figs. But the roasted malt and the booziness stands out more to me now, even though it's an hour in the glass, as it did when it was fresh in the glass a minute. So, monster beer, guys. Final chug. Glad I don't have to drive anywhere. All I got to do is stumble back down the hallway and fall down into bed. Not hurting anybody. And this will give you a buzz. I've got a slight buzz from drinking this beer. I'm not going to argue with that at all. My God, this is 3 beers in a bottle. 3. So, if you drink one of these, you've had 3 beers. If you drink 2 of these, you've had 6 beers. You've had 6 beers in 2 bottles. So you don't have to drink 30 beers or 15 macro lagers to get the alcohol you're going to get from 2 of these. And that way you're not running to the bathroom every 5 minutes after you've had your 3rd or 4th one, and continue to do that and stumble around and everybody's looking at you, boy, that boy's drunk. So you don't have to sacrifice your buzz for the alcohol. Drink 1 or 2 of these and basically you're done. Especially if you're at home, please don't drink 2 of these and try to drive. Oh Lord, you'd be crazy. You'd be insane. Insanity is what I would call that. So if you're going to drink this and not at home, please have a designated driver. to me, guys, I think it's a well-made beer. The alcohol is a little excessive, but they are known for doing that. I'm gonna give it an A. If you say, "Oh my God, that's an A plus. That's a 10 beer," I'm not gonna argue with that, guys. I just think the bouginess is a little overpowering everything else, being a beer that's 92. So let's jump over to Beer Advocate, where they clump them all together, and no matter what the ABV or the batch number or the year is. They say it's 95, but they're saying this is the 14.6, and this is almost a full percentage point bigger than that. So I don't know if we can qualify them to comment. And I'm not going any further than that on that. Untapped has it as the 2013 edition at 15.4%. They say 4.29. That's borderline between their A minus and their A scale. I'm going to go ahead and give it to A because it has the ABV on the label and it has December 2013 on the label. So they're telling you exactly when it was put in the bottle. The year is not critical, but they're telling us December 2013, so you know how old the beer is. This is August of 2019, not quite to December, where it would make it officially 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 6 years. We're going to say it's a little bit more than 5.5. Yeah, we're going to average it out. So if you've had the Mephistopheles Stout, the 2013 edition, which is 15.4% recently, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.